How's everybody doing? So, I have tried to start this 3 times. Gone to a bunch of different decks. I kept getting the same story that, and I'm like, no, we don't want to hear about that anymore. And not that I ever tell them or whatever, but what ended up coming out is definitely for my single females. Whoever identifies as that, I guess the best way to put it. Because it keeps talking about the yin, the female energies of, yes, it's okay to step into that role. It's okay to step into being you. And some of us who have finally decided to do that, you're reaching a very big milestone with it. Because you've decided to rest a little. I've said this before too. Feminine energy is in your rest mode, is when you bring in most of your gifts, things, knowledge, lucid dreaming. Feminine energy kicks in the best when you're in that mode and when you're really listening. And because a lot of us have been doing this, I've been on a healing journey for most of my life, let's be honest, and most of us will be. But diligently, probably the last 3 years, and even more so the last 6 months, just because I've been home, with a broken ankle that I sustained in the end of June and pretty much put me on we're going to go this way now. Because beautiful milk and honey, the work that you've put in, you're going to start receiving it. A little pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And you're going to have some great achievements for yourself. Because you finally took the time to do for you. And you finally took the time to say, you know what? Shut up, outside world. And you sat with yourself. And you decided that, you know what? There's more to this world than what presents itself sometimes. And I need to do better for myself, right? This light always drives me crazy. Time maybe to get a new one. But you are becoming the star of your own life. And you're putting it on show for many people that thought that you'd never become anything, or you're this or you're that, or they go around and talk bad about you because they don't like you, because they see something in you that they want, but they're not willing to do the work or set aside the stuff to get there. Now, what I mean by that, you have to be willing sometimes to set aside the normal things that you would do in your world. And, some of those things aren't good for us. Some of those things are good for us. But when you make the decision to lead a life that is fulfilling, certain habits you need to give up. Not everybody's willing to do that. And do some mending. Do some things that you know you need to do. Make some decisions about things that really aren't working in your world, and you need to make better decisions for that. And when you start working on this and honoring your path that you're going down, that you've been redirected to, and I kept seeing the number 767, 767, meaning accept love into your life. Ask your angels for guidance, and they will show you you are protected in your decisions. As long as you are including them in it, they are going to send it to you. But I've said this before too. Are you getting in your own way? Are you making those decisions and then not holding to what you should be doing? A lot of us do that. Because when you do walk down this path, the honoring path of yourself, the whole world is at your disposal. Whatever you choose to do, they're going to support you in it. For those of us who have taken a step back and have become an observer of a lot of things and sat back and watched a lot of our friends group or family members or whatever it might be in your world, it can be anything, coworkers, I don't care. You've learned something else that you want to do for yourself. Now, in this card, there's photography, there's reading, there's art, there's music, there's water, there's sunshine, there's mountains, this could be anything. I like the photography, the reading, the water, the music, all of it, really. But there's something new that's bubbling inside of you that's wanting to come out and you just haven't done it yet. Why? If you sit in this, female, and rest in it a little bit, this is what comes out for you. And it, like I said, any of these things in this beautiful photo could be what you're working towards. Because why? You're finding balance within yourself finally. Your masculine and your feminine are coming together. And you're finding that balance within your world. And you're figuring out what battles to fight, what battles not to fight. What means something, what doesn't mean something. When some people are just projecting at you because they don't know what to do with their life and they don't understand how you found the direction to go do what you're doing. It doesn't matter. If there are people that just want to come in and just be derogatory to you because you're doing something that they didn't have the guts to do, well, that's on them. But you also can be kind and show them and be like, hey, these are some of the things that I did. Give them some information and let them go decide for themselves. That's up to them. Because in the end, all of this has made you happy. Much better than where you used to be. Much better than things that were going. And regardless if it's just starting out and you're just cracking into it, you can feel it within yourself. And this I can even attest for myself, based on earlier in the week when I was feeling like dog shit, to now, where I feel a lot better. Because why? You're looking at things from your higher self. And when you look at things from a higher perspective and look as an observer to some of the things that are going on in your world, you can decide from this point of view and this advantage point of view for yourself, because that's when new opportunities start to come in for you. To explain this to people who haven't taken the time yet to sit down and really figure out who you are as a person and what drives you, what makes you want to get out into this world, what is out there where you can go make a difference for other people. Because honestly, you come here to learn about yourself and to serve others. Those honestly are the two biggest reasons you are here on this earth. There is no other, really. It's that simple. And when you realize that it's that simple, your decisions about what you decide to do become a little bit different as well. Because serving others, and I don't mean that in the sense of physically like the hospitality industry and the food industry, meaning you actually do something where you don't expect anything back. Now, hear what I said. You're doing something where you're not expecting anything back. Those are your most fulfilling times of your whole journey here, is because you're just doing it out of the goodness of your heart. And there's not a have to have it, given back. And it's usually people who are sickly, the elderly, whatever it is that works for you in that realm, where there's an exchange of monies and things like that. That's more work related. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about from the goodness of your heart to humanity. And you expect nothing in return except the joy that you get of doing that type of work. Get out into your environments. Get out into your communities. I volunteer, at least try once a month to do something. And generally revolves around music because it's one of my things. But when you get out and you do things like that, your life becomes richer, not only because you're meeting people that have that same kind of thing that they want to do, but you're doing something that your soul actually really, really craves. And that is the bigger part of it for me in any of the dynamics I've lived through, or any of the things that I have a lot of compassion for people, but I will not be fooled any longer by people that just want to use because of my kindness. My kindness is not my weakness. My kindness is my greatest strength. And why is that? Because I know now the people that see my kindness as a gift to them and not as something to use as a tool against me. Hear what I said? It's a big deal. And for those of you out there who have taken advantage of my kindness, I have forgiven you long ago. It's not about that. But will you be in my world again? Probably not. And that's a message for some of them out there. But it's okay, because I thank you for the lessons that I've learned, the things that I have been through. But I will never trust certain individuals again. I wish them well. But it's part of what we need to do and learn to do as a society versus holding on to those things and letting it affect the rest of your world. Something that happened even a couple years ago should not have a bearing on your right now life unless it's, appearing in things still. But why are you letting it happen to you? Stand up for yourself. There's no reason that somebody should be able to come in and take advantage of that kindness. It's not how it should be. And if there's people like that you're just people pleasing, don't do it. Because in the end, you're self-sabotaging yourself. So you got to be very good at the discernment of the people that are in your world to just take from you, or they're actually there because they want to have a relationship with you. Relationships are give and take. I don't care what kind they are. And when you get to the point of where you're very satisfied with yourself and love yourself is when you start having those best relationships. And only then will they be fulfilling for you. Because if you don't like you even a little bit, how the hell do you expect anybody else to like you? It's a hard one to swallow. It's a hard one to learn. Because some of you still have kind of a little bit of the stuck energy. But once you work through that, there's going to be a beautiful increase in your life, in your lifestyle, and the things that you do. So why not? Work through this. Takes a little bit of time. Could be a little bit of hardship on you. I'd rather have this. And it takes just a little, just breathe through it. Through the chaos and the conflict, because they're going to want to bring it because they see you doing well for yourself. But that's okay, because that's when that new partner comes in for you. It's a process, people. Anybody that sits there and tells you that they can make the difference for you by changing you and wanting to do certain things for you, take a step back. Think about it. The only person that can make changes for you is you. So, that's all I got for today. I love you guys. Have a very, very blessed Saturday. And I'm going to go to the Packer game, I think, tomorrow and have a little bit of fun. So, have fun all weekend. Do something for you, too. Okay? See you soon.